Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. It's the middle of the week, and I figured why not check out a song that's been asked of me through email, specifically a band wanting me to check out their music. So, pulled up my email, checked out this one. This is from a group called Gatecloser. They're a metal band from Italy. And they said that they would love for me to react to their new video of their single called Take My Hand. It's a song about mental and physical abuse, a social message of hope and resistance. So I'll include a link to the video in the description, as well as a link to their Instagram and Facebook for anybody who wants to look further into this group. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah.
My hand on my soul. The tragic truth took every little piece from me and you.
I really love the warmth.
Down in this burning room, sky is so beautiful in this cage. Future is not a compromise. I hope regrets will reclaim your cry.
Yeah, some really nice ornamentation on the idea that we've already been presented with.
To change, this song creeps the hell around me. I'm drowning in the truth, wishing a lie. Why I choose to bleed for this?
Yeah.
It's all a useless mess to live.
Really nice drum fill there.
Best. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Oh, no one wants to change. When losing me is the only way. Like all this world that cannot change. When everyone sucks and trap your stars. Remember your dream wasn't last. Like sunshine in the rain. I'm dying.
Yeah.
Unlike you.
Bit of a blues inspiration there. I'm digging that. So I really like that solo. There was some really nice ideas in there, strung together nicely. Transitions were... I'll touch on that later.
When losing me is the only way. Like all this world that cannot change. When everyone sucks and trap your stars. Remember your dream wasn't last. Like
yeah, the guitar counterpoint in these sections is so good though. There's such good bluesiness to it. So I actually liked that second guitar solo there quite a bit better than the first one. All right, so um, okay, so just to start this off, I do want to say that I get a ton of inspiration of, and I'm sure other bands have done this, but this is what sticks out to me, probably because they are just such a large band. But huge Metallica ballad vibes follows the idea to a T almost, with uh, very subdued, slower verse, chorus. The bridge goes into the metal part where you have the faster tempo, you have the shredding, you have the guitar solos. You bring it back and you kind of have an amplified final chorus leading into an emotive guitar solo to take the song out. This is Metallica's ballad bread and butter right there. I'm not sure if that is an inspiration for them, if they specifically set out to do that, or if they're just wearing their inspirations on their sleeves and whatnot. But it's not a bad formula to follow. There's a reason it works. There's a reason Metallica and other bands have utilized it so often. It is a tried and true formula for writing more impactful, melodic ballad style metal tracks. So yeah, just I want to get that out of the way. That's just like the first thing I could think of with the song exiting. Um, there's also the thing that there's so much good going on in here. I really want to see this band take off a bit. Um, there is this strong bluesiness going on against sort of the straight soft rock feel that we get out of the beginning. And a lot of that comes into play from the guitar's counterpoint to the vocalist. We see it most predominantly in the chorus, and it just adds this extra bit of soul that I think the song needs. And the unfortunate part of why I think it needs it is I think it's a language barrier thing. I'm not sure. But I know the words mean something to the vocalist, but I didn't get that emotive aspect out of it. And it could be the accent, it could be because it's not their native language. I don't know where that disconnect is coming from, whether it's on their side or it's on my side as a listener. But I didn't get that emotive um, projection in the vocals, but the guitar came in and filled in that emotive aspect. And I think it worked so beautifully. First of all, the counterpoint was gorgeous. Those two melody lines working together it was such a phenomenal choice to go with. They continue to utilize some of the more legato, held out notes, the mutedness of that entire section, and they just applied it to two different instruments, two different timbres, and allowed them to just kind of fill in each other's spaces. And, basically, if either the vocalist or the guitarist had some sort of fault in their line or in their performance, the other instrument was there to fill in that fault with strength. And they work together so well, and I really dig that. Um, I do have one rather large issue though. The bass was very audible during the beginning when nothing was playing. And it had this really nice line, and I was really excited to listen to more of that. And the bass was just not there in the mix, unfortunately, once we had all four instruments playing. Um, Especially there at the end, the very last section during the final guitar solo, the camera checks out the bassist a few times, and there's this really nice eighth note, I think it's 4/8 note run going on while the guitars are holding out a half note, and it's just completely inaudible. It is not there at all. It is. But the funny thing is, I've already made the connection to Metallica, and Metallica was also super notorious for cutting out the bass in the mix. So, I mean, for intents and purposes, this song feels very 90s rock in that regard. Um, but yeah, definitely Gatecloser, if you're listening, I would give the bass a little bit of a boost. It was, like I said, it was really good at the beginning when there wasn't so much going on. But once you included, two distorted guitars and the drums, I think especially if the drums really kind of overpowered it a bit. Um, yeah, it just does not come through at all, which is a bit unfortunate. Um, and the other thing is that the first guitar solo I mentioned was really well done. I like the ideas, I like the order the ideas were put in, but it does feel a little bit like a group of four bar phrases put next to each other. And I think that there was a decent job done to sort of cover up those lines and make it feel like one seamless 16 bar solo, but there was just a couple of times I'm like, oh, all right, so now we're in a new idea. Um, so I was actually going to bring this up first and foremost, but then the second guitar solo came through and it felt like a single cohesive melodic idea. So the composition idea is definitely there. I don't know if maybe that was just an earlier solo or if it was intended to feel like that. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as some solos we've heard on the channel, where it's very distinctly a group. We had a four bar phrase and then another one, and they're just smashed together. There is some attention paid to helping, you know, patch up the seams between the two, the fourth bar of the first phrase and the first bar of the second phrase, and helping the ideas flow into one another better. So, like I said, maybe it is just an earlier solo, or um, maybe it was intended to be like that. That outro solo sold me though, um, and it lets me know that these guys know how to write a strong melody line. So I'm not too concerned about that middle solo anymore. It's something that happened. It was, like I said, it was still very good, um, but it just didn't have the clean lines the outro did. But I know the band's got the chops to do it. They've got the skill to write strong melodies. So I hope to see more solos like that ending one. I guess my big criticism, unfortunately, would be the metal section. It feels out of place in the song. I don't really see how it fits in with with the softer stuff. Um, it kind of comes out of nowhere, and since there's no lyrical part there, I can't even say that it ties in with lyrical themes, because as soon as the lyricist comes back in, we've gone back down to the softer part. So aside from it just sort of being the tradition of a hard rock ballad, it really didn't add anything to the solo other than giving us a chance to have a quicker, heavier solo section. And I don't know. Like I said, it fits tradition. Many, many, many bands have done it before. It is a tried and true formula to have that in there. But to me, it was missing something to really tie it together, and inform me that it was a part of the song, everything else that revolves around it, rather than just added because that's what gets added in these types of songs. Oh, thought I had to sneeze. All right. Overall, though, I'm quite impressed. If this is their first, I remember they said that this was a new. Yeah, so they actually released a song 7 months ago called "Bury Him Alive." This is their second only video on the channel. They only have 158 subscribers, 159. Um, I hope to see these guys blowing up a little bit, and I'd love to see where they go from here. I think they have some strong chops. Um, and I think they at least in this song. Like I said, I've only heard one song. I don't like to judge bands too harshly on a single song. Um, they have some chops here. I'd like to see them step out a little bit and take on some stuff that feels more uniquely them. I'd like to see who they are. I've seen their inspirations. The guitar solo was a good peek behind the curtains into who Gatecloser is. But I like to see a whole song written in sort of a style more unique to them. Like I said, this felt very much like a 90s rock song. And that is not a bad thing at all. When you're a new band, you got to start somewhere, and mimicking or emulating your influences, the people you look up to, is not a bad way to start out. Almost every band out there has started out by sounding like someone they've enjoyed. But I like to see where this band goes, who they become as they mature as performers, as they mature as composers, as they mature together, and see where they grow as a band. Those are my thoughts on Gatecloser's Take My Hand. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed it or not, anything that stuck out to you. Above the comment section when you're done is a description box if you want to check that place out. It's got some links. If you are a band that wants me to check out your music, I have my email in there. You can email me with a link to your video. If you're a fan, Discord, Patreon, Twitter, those links are in there. Underneath that is a like, subscribe, and a bell to ring. They help out the channel immensely. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, with another track. I'm really excited about this week because I don't ever know what I'm doing until I boot up OBS and I start looking through my email and through the requests in the comment section. I go through the spreadsheet and go through past videos. I'm like, what am I going to do today? Do I want to check out something old? Do I want to check out something new? Something highly requested? Something not requested at all? It's just kind of exciting to have anything happen. But like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual. And until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.